Hey guys, this is Dan here. Welcome back to Prison Architect. Now, I have a dilemma. I have been playing this prison for quite a while, and after playing around in single player with Alpha 7, I thought this layout for this prison just isn't working for me. So I've made the decision that I'm actually going to start again with a newer, smaller prison, which will be more ideal for Alpha 7. And of course, I did always say I want to create a prison with Fog of War, so I will enable it, and it will be a medium-sized prison. Now, I'm going to do that, and there's a few things I'm going to do right now before I get started, but just to let you guys know, the plan is I'm going to make a survival series out of this. Basically, a survival series. Basically, I'm going to keep a prison for as long as I can without it... sorry, I've done this wrong, haven't I? Oh, dang it. So this is going to be a prison that I'm going to play for as long as it takes me to have my first escape. Yep, that's the idea of a survival series in Prison Architect that I've just made up. It probably exists, but I haven't checked. So yeah, I'm basically going to make, for as long as I can, before my first escape. And of course, for it to be a little bit harder for me, at least my first cell block is all going to be maximum security. So there's the challenge, guys, is officially set. That should be in line. It should. Now, it wouldn't be fair if I did that, like, just as is. So I'm going to have a few little things on the side that is fair for me as well. That includes removing the rule about the workshop. I'm going to have it as much outside as I wish because trying to get this prison up and running will be expensive. So I'm going to zone up this workshop and I'm going to come back. I'm going to turn off prisoners' arrival first. And once I've done that, where is it? Prisoners closed. Okay, so I'm going to come back in just a moment when my workshop is completely zoned and my fence is completely built. Alright, see you guys in just a moment. Okay guys, welcome back to Prison Architect. Now, my workmen just worked through the night and just completely finished my double-layered walls. So, a few steps have to be made, of course. I need to throw in some doors. But yeah, so the aim for this series is basically a survival series, let's play of Prison Architect. I have complete control of what I want to do, and only a couple of rules. You have to first start out by making a maximum security prison. You are allowed to use workshops on the exterior. I don't have an issue with that. And the game's over as soon as you have your first escape. Now, murders are completely fine because maximum security, well, you can't avoid it, really, let's be honest. So that's completely fine. I did make a save of this very prison as you see it right now. I'll have that somewhere in the description as well. Now, these guys are having issues because they're trapped on the inside of the prison, so they're trapped in this little one-by-one area, so as soon as I figure this out, we'll be fine. So that's the challenge, guys. I urge you strongly to challenge me. And if you make a good prison, get in contact with me. I'd love to see a few prisons and show them off, a couple of them. So yeah, that's my aim as far as Prison Architect goes. I'm a bit over the old prison. That was, as much as it was nice, it was a bit too complex, and it didn't need to be that complex for especially Prison Architect. So now, you and you get replaced. So these two guys should work towards getting it done. And if they do, we're set. Okay, yep, we're cool. Alright. So another rule as well is workshops. You're not allowed to have them zoned up in areas you're using. So I'm going to start off by building my first prison cell. Actually, no, I'll build my offices first. I think that's what I'll do. I'll get offices set up, and then we should be sweet. So select any area. It's fine. They're roughly about that wide. Now, if you're going to try this, try and be unique, I guess. But then again, I'm not going to stop you from using any sort of system that I use. I'm going to make them 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 19, 20. I'm going to make it 26 by 11. So, if I've done my math correctly, there should be enough for a couple of offices in there. And if not, so on, so on. As well as that, I'm also going to throw down another area up here for my power station, my water pump station, and finally another building here as well. Now you'll see why I do that well, eventually. I can't say when, because this is Prison Architect and I get very, very distracted when I play this game, so we'll see how we go with that. So that should be fine. So these guys are going to whack all these together wherever I've trapped them all. Are these open? Yeah. So with Alpha 7, jail doors need to be unlocked by a guard only. Now, the reason why I don't need guards yet is because there's no prisoners, basically. The doors will stay open until my first prisoners arrive, then they slam shut, and then you have problems. So I'm going to try and be as quick as I can to get the basics set up for prisoners before I actually call them in. After that, I'll call them in and I'll go for my life, but yeah. So I'm going to try and make good use of actual doors, not jail doors, and which leads me to think I should probably I'll replace that when prisoners arrive. That's fine. So the idea I've done here is this is my service walkway. Now prisoners won't be able to access that, hopefully, so I'll have a few guards patrolling that area, but at the same time it'll be just these little doors separating the staff-only areas. So I'll see what I can do about that, and hopefully it turns out okay. Now I appear to be missing a heck of a lot of people. This guy out here, what are you doing? Let's go over here. Okay, these guys are all, I don't know, they're drunk. Go home. So if you're not doing anything, I'm just gonna fire you basically. That might be an issue in the save as well, so you may want to check that next time you play. So I've got 4 guards, I need to fix that. How many did I fire? 8. That's fine. I've got plenty of money to spare, so that's fine. I'm happy with that. Alright then. I feel a cough coming on, that's fine. Been battling a cold the last week, so it's been a bit painful, but what can you say? I'll have to live. Come on guys, double time. Oh, this is double time. Really? Come on, man. You have things to build. This isn't normal. These... Okay, are they gonna process the fact that I need them to build or no? Job blocked. Alright. So these guys are on drugs, but that's really bad. I don't know. I may need to... I'll just dismantle the jail door. How's that? Hopefully someone will actually get to work now, and I'll fix that afterwards. If this is actually a problem, I may need to pause, but otherwise we should be fine. Demolish walls. There's no walls there. What the hell, man? Get building. Right. So, they don't want to build, apparently. I'll see what's up, and then I'll come right back. See you in a minute. Alright, I'm back. I did have to reload my prison from the original save, fire all the prisoners, and, well, start building everything again. So, I took the liberty of changing these to just the regular doors as well, and yeah, so if you get the issue when you play it as well, just do that. But yeah, so I gotta rezone up my 10 by whatever it was, 10 by 10 I think it was. I'll make it 11 for symmetrical reasons. So there we are. That's gonna be an extra room there. And it requires an entrance. It does indeed. So I might ooh, okay, so screw it. I'm just gonna throw in a door wherever it is. Door? Jail door even. There. That'll do fine. Now, I forgot about my entrance, so this may throw out the balance a little bit of the room, but I think I can deal with it. I'll make it work. Now, this is just to keep prisoners out, this one door alone. Beyond that, it'll be... Now, what does it take to zone up an office anyway? It takes... minimum 4x4. So if I zone up the 4x4, will be sweet. Now this all should be dezoned again. I mentioned that before, but in my reload I kind of lost all that. So there we are. I tend to zone a one section around it as well, so I don't forget any of it. But I also need to build my extended security measure. I almost forgot. This is how I do it. I have a concrete wall, and I also need another office, in fact. So it'll be 4x4 right here. And then I dezone all of that. And where I've just dezoned is actually going to be my concrete wall. So if I go like that, it may even be 5x4. Yes, I'll make it 5x4. And I'll put a 2 section there, and 1 there. And that is actually going to be my security office. Now, the office can be outside, so you have no issues with all that. If I throw in a filing cabinet there, throw in a chair here, throw in a table wherever I put it, there it is. Make sure it's facing the right way, unlike last series. And we're good. So that's going to be my security guard's office when I get to him. I should actually get started on bureaucracy. The warden can borrow it for now. That's fine. So now that they're all up and running, I'm going to start building my first jail cell. So naturally, I'm going to keep to my 13 wide, sorry, and ooh, I'm gonna, yeah, just 28 as usual, 28 by 13. I'll make it go that way, I think. Or no, I'm gonna change it. I change my mind all the time. Sorry, I'm gonna do that a lot. That's what happens when you wing it on the fly. 28 by 13 looks good to me. Problem is though, it's out of line and it's gonna bug me. OCD does kick in a bit, so I apologize for that, but yeah, there's nothing I can do about it. So I'm gonna leave this room here in case more offices pop up in time. I probably will just put it there just for the sake of being a wall for all the prisoners. What I plan to do is make a maximum security facility that gets completely, well, separated from everywhere. I'll have like one here, one here, one here, one here, so on. I may mix up which security is which. I may throw in a minimum security area. Should I get bored of doing maximum security only? But of course you have to do the first one as maximum security, so that's what I'm going to do. I also need to decide what size like the area is going to be. So fair enough, we're going to assume that along here is the first cutoff. The second one would have to be there though. I can deal with that, that's fine with me. So that would be roughly the first dimension, and this here is going to be my second one, right? We could deal with 36 meters, can we? Yeah, I think we could do that. Let's make it 38. There we go. So that's going to be my basis line, I guess. Yeah, you'll see what I'm doing in a minute. You'll see it. So, so now I need Besides entrances, that's something I should focus on. I'll make it jail size 2. Now, this is like my preset size for my prison, because they're all my jail cells pretty much are the same. I like having a 3 wide walkway, walls, and then 3x2 jail cells. And that's the 13 dimension, and the 28 is just because, well, you can keep a 3 plus 1 times 3 times 3 so on pattern, because that's what you need for the walls. But that probably made no sense, but that's what I'm gonna do. So if I put a door here, and that's all set up. I've got so many workmen, but I don't know what to do with any of them. Okay, Dan. Jail cell. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So I'm leaving 1 space gap just so my my workmen have room to move. 1, 2, 3, 4. All the way across. And there'll be a wall there, so that's fine. I like to make them build the main wall first, and then after that, I throw in the doors, and then throw in the second walls after that, because the workmen, especially in the alpha, are ridiculously stupid. So they don't know what it means to say, right, just go around it. Don't build yourself in, basically, but they do. So there, 1, 2, 3. There, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, and so on. As you can see, it makes it a lot easier when you're building with those all going in. I can say, rightio guys, brick wall me. So they will, I hope. And once these guys here throw in the last wall, there you go. I can start, well, zoning up the 3x2. And you put it here, and you guys know how to play Prison Architect. If you don't, consider buying the alpha. What I'm also going to do this series, I forgot to mention, is in Alpha 7 they added the name in the game function, where I could just press escape, go names in the game. This is everyone who paid the $50 for the beta version of Prison Architect. And every name's on there, including my own. I'm in here somewhere. I'm in D. Anyway, so what I want to do is, there we are. I want to be able to say, okay guys, here's what we're going to do. Leave a comment with your name in the game, name on Prison Architect, and I will summon you into my prison. The earlier you are, the more likely you are to be a maximum security prisoner, which sounds pretty awesome, I have to say. So that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, get commenting, guys. I'm going to start calling in prisons very soon. I'll probably, by the end of today's recording, have already set up my first prison, well established it. That's fine. Look, I've got all this room, and I'm going to need prisoners, so get commenting. There's already a few names I plan to call in already, so that's fine. 1, 2, yep. So these all too wide. Again, if you need the dimensions, they're 28 by 13 for the cell block. And boom, there we go. So we're going to start throwing in some beds and toilets. I'll focus on toilets first, because they're all... well, let's face it, you have to wire them up, don't we? And maybe this is an obsessive-compulsive thing that just I do, but I don't like having prisoners' beds, or the head of the prisoner, laying next to a toilet, say, like that, or like that. I just can't do it. I don't know why. It's sort of like a... I don't know, a sympathy thing, I guess. I just won't let prisoners sleep in beds like that. So I always have the head facing away from the toilet. But that's just one of those weird things that I do. So, large pipe. Actually, you know what? What time is it? It's 10 PM. So I'm about to get another $26,000, so that's fine. When my $26,000 comes in, I'm going to get a heck of a lot of capacitors, because this is basically going to run my first 2 cell blocks by itself. Then after that, I'm going to call in more cell blocks. Sorry, more power stations to run them for me. So that's fine. I keep going towards it, but I know I'm not doing it yet. I want to put some electricity through this room, and then all the way down this hallway here. That alone is probably enough to trip my power station, but that's fine, I don't need it yet. So, because I have such a huge budget at the moment, and the good thing about this dezoning as you go, as you use more room, you don't need as much money, and you're not earning as much money as well. So it's a pretty good system as well. So consider doing that when you play. You know what? I'm just gonna zone up the area for what it was. This was actually going to become my storage room. It'll naturally have another door here that's a jail door. But see, that just clears so much more room and it makes life so much easier.